Hey, what's up, guys and gals? What if Typhlosion here, and I'm back with What if Female Deku could summon the Nightmare animatronics from FNAF 4 Part 4. That was really weird to say, but anyways. The last we left off, I believe it was, um, Dabi running away from the literal demon called Izumi, and, her just chilling. So we'll skip to the next day as Izumi gets a text on her phone from the girls in 1A. This is a weekend, so not too worried about that. But anything, sorry about that. She gets a text from the girls asking if she wanted to go to the mall shopping with them, just to hang out. She agrees to do so, as she then gets dressed in a tank top, black shorts, some, what are they called? High heel boots. I'm not too sure if they have an actual name or not. And a leather jacket with a black bunny on the back of it. As she's getting ready, Toga walks in and sees her getting ready. She then asks Izumi where she's going. Izumi, not really caring, says that she's heading out with the girls from 1A to the mall. Toga, not wanting her girlfriend to be around a bunch of girls at the mall alone, asks if she can go with. Izumi, not really minding and thinking the other girls won't mind as well, says that she can, as Toga then runs off to change into a similar outfit, but instead of a bunny on the leather jacket, it's more of a bat with its fangs dripping blood, or a vampire on the back of it. Either or, use your imagination for that. As they then head out to the mall. When they get there, they see Momo, Jiro, and Mina there. As Momo sees them at first and says hi to Izumi and asks her who Toga is. Izumi introduces Toga by her name and her and that she's her girlfriend. The girls then start to chat, gossip, and wait on the others. Soon the rest of the girls from Class 1A gets there as they all go into the mall and start walking around shop to shop to shop. They spend a good 5 hours at the mall as Toga starts to get sleepy and tired. Izumi telling the girls that it's best if they head home. They agree and let Izumi go as she's carrying Toga on her back while heading home. When she gets there, she opens up the door extremely quietly as to not wake Toga, and takes Toga to her room, places her on the bed, and walks out. But when she gets down, she sees Dabi and smirks a little, as he is talking to someone on the phone, and it sounds like he's in a relationship with said someone. Izumi, smirking, walks up behind him and and then whispers into his ear, "Who you talking to?" As this makes Dobby jump, dropping his phone in the meantime. As he dropped his phone and jumped up, Izumi snatched it and looked at the caller ID, as she was pretty shocked at who it was. I'm not going to say names. Y'all can decide whoever you want to ship Dobby with during this. I don't really care. I'm more focused on Izumi. But she then looks up to Dobby after saying that Dobby will be busy as he's getting punishment, and then hangs up on the phone. As Dobby is looking at her, shocked for a second, and then asks her if she actually hanged up on them. Izumi nodding a little, then smirks at Dobby, as he then begs Izumi not to tell Toga, essentially saying, "Please don't tell that bloodsucker about this." Izumi still smirking a bit, not even saying a word, as Dobby knows exactly what she wants for her silence. As Dobby sighs, "Fine, I'll do the job with the LOV for you." "Thanks." Izumi smiles and skips around the couch, giving Dobby his phone back and turning on the TV. Dobby then realized that he didn't hear the front door open and wonders how she got in so quietly, because the windows aren't really the quietest. As he then asks her, "How'd you get in, and when did you get in?" Izumi smiling, saying that she got in not too long ago, and that she had opened the doors relatively quietly. As to, Toga. Dobby nodding in understanding, then sits with Izumi, going over the plan the LOV pitched to them. As Izumi sighs a bit, and since the LOV wanted to kidnap one kid, but Izumi wanted to kidnap one other. Y'all already know the LOV wanted to kidnap Bakugo. But Izumi wanted to kidnap Tokuyami as well, as she thinks that he is limited in what's all happening. And she's gotten bored of UA, essentially. But she can't really quit it within the first quarter of the month of the year. As she smirks a little, getting an idea that she also, quote unquote, gets kidnapped, but in reality goes willingly. As we skip a few days to when the class heads back to class, and Aizawa is telling them about the final exams, and that if they fail the final exams, they won't be going to the training camp. I'm not going to get into the finals because I don't really think that's necessary with this story, and I already got into that with my other one, so. But you can, yeah, I'll let y'all's imagination goes on how the finals went with Izumi trying to hide her quirk's ability. But uh, these same people who fail in the anime failed in this, and they tell them that they aren't. They're still going, but they would be taking extra classes as well. Now, they said that they'll have 3 days to prepare whatever they need for the training camp, as they'll be uh, there. Sorry, as they'll be gone for the training camp for a week. As they've also been given those 3 days off, which honestly, none of them are surprised at that point because it's Aizawa. And Mina asks everyone if they want to head to the mall to pick up whatever they might be needing as well. Izumi says no, politely shuts down this idea of this invitation, as she has plans to do those 3 days. As the girls understand, and they all just continue on with her day. Now, during the 3 day break for getting ready to go to the training camp, Izumi has been out as Bonnie, and I'm sorry guys, I did not think I'd be this tired, but she was doing some villain work, mostly taking down fake heroes like Stain was doing earlier. But she also understood why Stain was doing it. But the way he was going about saying all heroes are fake heroes, except for one hero, was not really what she would have done. As she's sitting on a ledge on the 3rd day, and Aizawa manages to sneak up behind her. But before he can wrap her around with his scarf, he sees that she's holding 2 plushes. One is of a horrific looking bunny. Another is of a horrific looking chicken. Izumi is just humming along to a song she had memorized, as she then chucks both plushes behind her and looks back and giggles. As Izumi does this, Aizawa bolts back a little, not knowing exactly why she chucked 2 plushes back at him. But soon he sees the iconic bunny animatronic she's seen with, as well as a chicken animatronic that seems to go hand in hand with the bunny one. As he then starts to regret not calling this in, and she giggles, telling, and then says to Aizawa that he best be on guard for the next week, because if he isn't, he might lose some students. As she says this in a sing-song voice. But before Aizawa can question her, she essentially recalls both animatronics and jumps down from the edge and sprints away. as Aizawa tries to follow her from the rooftops, but he soon loses her as she bolted into a crowd and essentially disappeared from his line of sight. As when she got home, she started to pack up whatever she needed for the week-long camp and told Toga not to go with Dabi for this job because she's already revealed that Toga is her girlfriend to the 1A girls. Toga pouts a little but nods in understanding, but saying that she better reward her later. Izumi, knowing exactly what she means, blushes a little and nods as they then sleep together, and no, they don't do anything dirty that night. As the next morning, Izumi gets her bag and heads to UA. When she gets there, she sees some of the class already there. As she talks with the girls, waiting on the rest of the class and the bus to get there. Soon, the rest of the class gets there, and so does the bus. As Ida starts to tell them to not tell them to line up because he's learned his lessons from the last time, and told everyone to get on the bus in an orderly fashion. When they start getting on the bus, Izumi goes to the back to sit alone. However, Jiro walks back there and sits with her just to chat with her, as Jiro has seen her be a bit of an emo girl as well, as a tomboy. A very, very ruthless tomboy, but still a tomboy. As they chat with each other and get along on a few points of their lives. Izumi not really disclosing much, but just enough to make Jiro drop her guard with Izumi. And as she also earns Jiro's trust. As they soon get stopped at the edge of the cliff, however long that took from UA to there. I don't know. As Aizawa tells everyone to get off the bus, not feeling that something isn't really right, asks Aizawa why are they getting off the bus in the middle of nowhere. Aizawa, trying his best not to smirk at her, says, "Just get off the bus, you problem child." Izumi, nodding a little bit, gets off the bus but stays near the door, just in case something happens. As, y'all know what happens in canon. However, Izumi, already knowing that something like this would happen, jumped up on top of the bus. As when they look around, making sure that they got all the kids, they then explain the rule, yelling the rules down at the ones that did fall. As Izumi is just chuckling quietly on top of the bus. As the teachers then get in the bus and drive all the way to the camp. As when they get there, they see Izumi jump down from the top of the bus and wave at them. As she does this, she just sees the teachers in shock. As they then ask her, how long she's been up there for. She then tells them that she's been up there since they essentially pushed her class off the cliff. They sigh and nod in understanding that they should have been more thorough because of her. As, then tell her to just wait for the rest of her class before she can do anything. She nods and goes to pull out her phone and call Toga. As she then just talks with Toga for a few hours. About 3 hours later, the class starts to roll in from the forest. As they just see Izumi sitting against a wall on her phone chatting with someone. As they all yell in unison, "How did you get here so fast?" She looks up at them, puts up a finger, and then tells Toga that she has to go and that she loves her. As she then hangs up, looks at them, and said, "I had a feeling that something was off. We were getting off in the middle of a cliff. Why did that not give y'all a feeling that something was off? First off. And second off, how I got here so quickly was because I jumped on top of the bus when they tried to push us off. I was staying near the bus for a reason." Everyone groans a little as they then, as the Wawa Pussycats tell them that they'll be making their dinner tonight. For all the meals afterwards, they have to prepare themselves. As hold on. There. As they eat and then get ready to what's it called? They get ready to sleep. The girls go into the hot springs, as the boys are in their side of the hot springs as well. Mineta, wait, hold on. Did I kill Mineta off in this one? I think I did. Never mind then. Yeah, they just take a bath in the hot springs and then go to sleep. I was going to do something with Mineta, but I killed him off, I think. So, yeah. Oh well. So, they then, the next morning, Aizawa wakes them all up at, 5 a.m. and tells them to get ready, eat breakfast, because they're going to do a whole day's worth of quirk training. Now, the same scene goes on as in the anime, as 4 days have passed, and this will be their last night there. Since the 5th day, they'll be doing some quirk training, and, well, not really quirk training, more of seeing if they can come up with ideas for special moves. As they are doing a test of courage. Now, them doing the test of courage, Izumi is paired up with Jiro, and so on and so forth. All the other pairs are just the same, except for the ones that are doing the extra study hall. as as the entire class is in the forest now, they then see a huge blue fire erupt, and they start to hear fighting throughout the forest. The teachers, noticing that they're essentially being attacked, goes to try to help them. Now let's go over to Dabi and the clone of Izumi. And yes, Izumi did let Twice clone her, so yeah. And Izumi did leave all of her plush animatronics with the clone, so that she could use her quirk like normal. As the clone Izumi has, let me go over to this. The clone Izumi has Freddy, the three Freddles, 1, 2, 3, and Fredbear around her. As Nightmare's not there because he's with Izumi in his non-nightmaric form. Chica, Foxy, and Bonnie, I think, Plushtrap and Plushtrap are all heading off to somewhere else. As Dabi is lighting another tree on fire and sighs, I really hope this goes by fast. The clone Izumi looking over to him and says, True, I just hope no one flashes the nightmares with a bright light, because I've specifically told them to knock out and not kill. But if that happens, they might go on a killing spree. Dabi sighing at this, knowing it's true. Then talk as Nightmare Bonnie and Nightmare Foxy soon appear in front of Izumi and Jiro. My bad. And well, let's just say Izumi puts up a fight, but gets knocked to the side by Foxy, as Bonnie is rushing at Jiro and doing his jump scare, which, if you don't know Jiro's quirk, it's earphone jacks. But a side effect of her quirk is that she has even more sensitive hearing. So, a jump scare with such a sensitive hearing, it could knock her out, which it does. As Nightmare Bonnie just leaves Jiro and walks over to Izumi, picking her up bridal style, and starts carrying her back to the clone. Chica is helping Compress get Tokoyami and Bakugo, where Chica and Plushtrap, as well as Chica's cupcake Carl, I think that's his name, Carl, or tried to get Tokoyami and Bakugo captured. They managed to do that, but are now being chased by some students, as well as 2 of the Wawa Pussycats, as the others were being distracted by either clones or the actual League members. Soon, they all managed to get to the meetup point, and Kurogiri warps them all out. and they all start to do a head count saying 3 students went missing, or 3 students were captured. Izumi, Tokiyami, and Bakugo. Now, we skip to when Bakugo and Tokiyami will wake up. As Tokiyami has a bunch of bright lights shining onto him because his quirk, yes, it can work in light. However, the darker it is, the stronger he is. So, the opposite is also true. The brighter it is, the weaker it is. That's just how his quirk works. I don't think they explain that clearly, but when they say the more darker it gets, the stronger dark shadow is, they are also referring to the brighter it gets, the weaker he is. So the more control Tokiyami has over him. They even said Tokiyami has control over him. As Bakugo is just chained down with his arms in a metal box. And he has essentially a muzzle? Yeah, a muzzle over his mouth. As Izumi is in her Nightmare Bunny costume, sees that they start to wake, as she giggles and tells them that they have essentially 2 options. 1, join them, or 2, die. As she's telling them ahead of time because the people who are about to walk in are going to give them the exact same option. As she then walks out and tells the League that Bakugo and Tokiyami are awake. Now, I'm going to leave this part off right here. And what down in the comments, tell me what you think will happen next. Because in the anime, they only get Bakugo, and Tokiyami is able to escape. However, this time they got both Bakugo and Tokiyami. So, hope you all enjoyed. Send me some love by liking the video. Subscribing to my channel also helps. And tell me what you think down in the comments as well. I'd love any positive feedback y'all can get. I will most definitely read any and all comments down in the comment section. So, hope y'all enjoyed. Peace out.